Captain Dominic Hyam. 6, Tyler Morton. 8, Sammy Schmodix. 9, Sam Gallagher. 16, Scott Wharton. 17, Hayden Carter. 19, Ryan Hedges. 22, Ben Brereton Diaz. And 30, Jake Garrett.
I'm happy he's in.
On the bench for Rovers is 13, Ainsley Purrs. 10, Tyrese Dolan. 15, Clinton Mola. 21, John Buckley. 29, Jack Vale. 33, Ash Phillips. And 36 is Adam Wharton.
Goal! Diaz!
Holding the score for Blackburn Rovers, number 22, Ben Brereton Diaz!
Diaz! Is that you? Is that Reddick country? I should have had that on record. I've got a knacker capturing him. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Are 10, Tyrese Dolan, and 29, Jack Vale.
Jack Vale!
What's it?
Again! Jesus Christ! That was harder to miss.
Hey! Number 30, Jake Garrett.
Hey! Deserves that. Got a really good game. And we know we're going to back up holding midfielder now. Touching me! Touching you! Sweet Caroline! I've never seen so good! So good! So good! So good! It seems alright now, Smodic.
I think I'm having cramp.
Alright, babe.
So, the curse is finally over. Well, the curse or a blessing. I mean, it's seen us, the end of it at least, get into first position, and even before tonight, we were in a good position, so I can't really call that a curse, I guess. Obviously, if you win, lose, you'd end up with a decent amount of points that would usually see you get into the playoffs, 69 points or so, whatever it is. But yeah, brilliant win today at home. I think a few fans would have thought, obviously being at home tonight, somewhere we've only lost twice this season. Being at home, we had every chance of breaking the win-loss tonight after a good win at Borough, which we do seem to be a bit of a bogey team against them. The history books show that. But we beat another North East team tonight, and sets us in really good stead with some good fixtures coming up for Blackburn Rovers with Birmingham, Hull, Huddersfield. 3 very winnable games. We probably beat the hardest team out of those 4 tonight. You would think Birmingham at home, you'd take 3 points. Hull away in rubbish form right now. Hopefully they don't have a new manager by then, but Hull away, you would hope 3 points unless they have a new manager. And then Huddersfield at home has to be another 3 points. So it could give us an opportunity here to really gather some form and cement our position in the top 6 spots. Now sitting top of the league, we've got 2 games, 1 game in hand. We've played 2 games, 1 game extra rather than some of the teams below us, but nevertheless, you'd rather have the points on the board. There's nothing to say any of those teams are going to catch us at this point in time. And it is the Championship. The Championship's the toughest league in the world, and the fact we are back top of the league again is a testament to this side, and a big middle finger from JDT for a lot of the fans who've been getting on his back. We're Wigan away. Some of the comments from some of the fans is just ridiculous. They're paying £30 to go watch Wigan and away, and they're saying, chanting the ball, it's boring, begging for Dak to come on. Just trust the man. He's got us sitting first in the table right now. His first ever season in the Championship, his first ever season in English football, and he's working wonders. I mean, this side has no reason and no right to be top of the league. We've got Brereton Diaz, yes, but you look at the rest of the squad. How many kids have we had to play this season? Adam Wharton, Jake Garrett, Ashley Phillips, the Jack Vale, the list goes on. Even Tyrese Dolan, he's had a few seasons with us now, but he has no real right to even be playing at this level. We're working on a shoestring budget at the end of the day, and we're working wonders. So fair play to JDT. He deserves every plaudit he gets. And I hope to God, after seeing Mowbray Bowl tonight, and that will remind a few of the whining fans who were saying, we're better off keeping Mowbray, this, that and the other, reminds them what Mowbray Ball is. Because to me, after we got the second goal, that was, absolute Mowbray Ball from Sunderland. It was an indictment on him, really, how things panned out after that, after we went 2-0 up. They had all the ball, which we saw so many times. My mind goes back to Swansea away last season. It was exactly the same. They had all the ball, got into the box more than a few times, and couldn't do anything with it. And how many times were we saying that last season under Mowbray? You go 1-2-0 down, and the game was over. And that was exactly the case tonight for Mowbray. To be honest, that has been the case for us this season. We can't lie. We haven't won a game yet from behind. I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that. And we've won every game we've went ahead in. But, we have shown this season we can actually break teams down as long as it's 0-0 at least. We look at Watford, Millwall, teams that come to Ewood, tried sitting for a point or to do us on the counter-attack. And a lot of times under Mowbray that we just would never do anything against those teams. You look at Millwall at home last season in the rearranged fixture, ended up being 0-0, and we just couldn't break them down. But today, we've broke a team down in open play. Great bit of football for the first goal. It's a bit lucky how it bounces out to Diaz, but at the end of the day, he's took that goal with his weak foot and absolutely smashed it. And what a goal that was! one of the best strikes he's probably ever scored. And to say he was on his weak foot as well is some doing. So fair play to Diaz. Obviously there was a foul, literally, well, a supposed foul anyway. The Sunderland fans would have you believe that. 15 seconds before the goal. I've looked at the Sky highlights. It does look like Hedges just about nabs the ball off him. From where I was sat in the Blackburn end, at first glance I did think, oh shit, he's given away a pen. But with a different angle, and you can see him nab the ball off him. So they can feel a bit aggrieved potentially. But at the end of the day, he did nab the ball. And, we've had our bad luck with refs anyway. You just look at Cardiff away and what a shambles that refereeing was, and all the people on Instagram and whatnot of that clip were saying we've been robbed. So we've had our bad refs, and the Sunderland fans weren't very happy with Craig Paulson. It was tonight, Premier League ref, but I don't think personally they had too much to whinge about. And then the second goal, I'm not sure if it's gone down as Scotty Wharton's goal because that's what it came up in the stadium. But from what I've seen on the highlights, again from Sky, I don't think he actually got a touch to it. I do think it was a Hedges goal, and it's just a perfect free kick. I was saying to my mate as he's taking it, you put it in that position where it's good enough to be a cross, it's good enough to be a shot, and the keeper is fucked, to be honest, because he doesn't know whether to come for it. Doesn't know whether to stay put, and it's a case that if someone gets their head on it, it's guaranteed goal because it's going inwards and it's in exactly the right area. And if no one goes for it, it could end up going in like it did, and it was just a brilliant ball and from a brilliant player. Ryan Hedges, absolutely brilliant today. And yeah, a well-deserved win. We were under the cosh after that second goal, pretty much from the second goal till the very end of the game. But, you're 2-0 up at home. We've got a good record of taking the lead and holding on to them. So you wouldn't want to be too gung-ho, really. It would have been a bit better at times to pass out a bit more smarter or not just lump it forwards at times. There were no real consistency there. It was either pass, end up giving it away, or just a bigger lump up the field. So be a bit smarter. But there were a few times, I think I'd say probably 3 or 4 times maybe, we did find the right pass, and we managed to counter him. And as JDT said in his post-match thoughts, we do need to be a bit better in those scenarios. We definitely should have got at least one goal from one of those counter-attacks, you got to feel. But the decision-making there, can be a bit better for sure. And, when you're 2-0 up, it will come to bite us one day when we have these counter-attacking opportunities, and there will be a team who ends up pulling it back to 2-2, 3-2. We've seen it happen before, last season. Irrelevant now, I guess, but we've seen it happen last season. Luton at home, Coventry at home, 2-0 up, and we managed to chuck it away. So you do need to take those opportunities. But I can see us getting a lot of those opportunities against Burnley at Turdmore. It's going to be a game where they're going to have all the ball. That's how they play. They're going to have 70%, you would think, and we need to make sure on the counter-attack you're picking the right pass or you're taking a shot when you need to. I think there's, Diaz has been a bit guilty of maybe passing when he should have shot, or with the exact opposite. I think Vale, Gallagher, they need to be a bit smarter holding their line. They can't be, going offside in those sort of scenarios. There's, it's the main thing to do is obviously just stay on side, make sure we get something from those opportunities. But, brilliant performance. I was really impressed with Jake Garrett. I'm glad to know that we've got a holding midfield backup in this squad, and someone who, wouldn't look out of place in the Championship side from what I saw tonight. I was very impressed with him at Bradford, and he only really got that chance because we had so many injuries at the back. Tyler Morton had to play at centre-half. Obviously, he wouldn't have actually played because he didn't play in the first game against Hartlepool. But I think he's shown in that Bradford performance, scored an absolute belter against Wolfsburg for the under-21s. He showed he's up for it, and he's been given his chance and he's been rewarded for it. And he's won man of the match tonight from Rovers. Diaz got it for Sky, but for Rovers he got man of the match. And every credit to him. A couple of absolute crunching tackles, which you love to see and you don't really see nowadays. And it is really nice to have that kind of old school midfielder, because even Travis really doesn't crunch people like I saw him crunch people tonight. But brilliant. Very, very impressed with him, and more than good enough to be back up. To be honest, I thought he had a better game than Travis has had in weeks. Travis will come back into the squad, he's the captain, but you know, I wouldn't mind Garrett staying in it by any means if JDT is a man of principle, I guess, and says, well, it's a winning team, so it plays on Saturday against Birmingham, but I know that won't happen. But Dom Hyam, captain's performance tonight, in my opinion, probably should have been man of the match. Obviously, Diaz scored the belter, which is why Sky give it in. But in terms of the best performance, I think I'd have to give it to Hyam. That run at the end in particular, Jesus Christ, he must have rolled about 4 or 5 challenges. I thought he was going to go all the way, but someone had to take him out at the very last second. But just a captain's performance, like I said, you can tell he was a captain at Coventry. He's just so bloody good. He's probably the best centre-half, I think, I would say, in the past 10 years of watching Rovers, since we've been relegated. You know, I don't think, other than maybe Van Eyck, which I have tweeted on Twitter, I'd say it's very close. Both players, Hyam and Van Eyck, you just watch him and you just think, how has he done that? Like, he is so bloody good. And, you know, you just find yourself saying it a good 2, 3, 4 times a game, every game, because they just don't have bad games. So, I mean, in my opinion, this is looking better than Van Eyck, because obviously Van Eyck is a loan. Hyam is our player. Absolutely brilliant. Captain material. Distribute the ball so well. I mean, you look at the assist for Gallagher against Middlesbrough, that's from a Hyam long ball, pinpoint. He's good at passing it out, and he's also got that defensive side to the game. He's not lightweight. He's not one of these passing out centre-halves who are a bit lightweight, a bit flimsy, a bit like maybe Tosin, you could maybe say, was at times. He was a bit lightweight at times. But, you know, Hyam, he's your big brute defender, but also has the other side to his game and just looks like the perfect defender. And our defence this season is one that, you know, looks brilliant again, but we've also got it forward going this season. We've got the perfect balance now. I think I just worry about the midfield a little bit at times. I think the games we've lost have been that midfield battle, the two in midfield.